Roseanne, as I said, started the PB UU group. And again, what a lovely soul she was.
Hi, I'm Connie. I actually used to live on Dawes and Thomas. It's being redone, remodeled, but I lived there for 12 years. And Louisa, I remember when I first moved in, I had just moved down from San Francisco, and I came out the door, and there's this woman in my driveway, and I'm like, hi. And she's like, hi. We just chatted. She told me the whole story about the house and the owners, Gary and Cindy, who also wanted to say they're very sorry for the loss. And since that day, every day, during the same stories everyone's been telling, this wonderful woman would be walking her dog, and she'd stop in the driveway, and we would chat. Sometimes I'd just open the door, and she'd be in the driveway, and we'd hang out and chat, and she always made my day. And then during COVID, I'd always worry about her, so I'd walk over and check. But she'd be taking her walk with her dog to go down. I'd see her coming down Thomas, going over to Grand. She had to get her one taco every day. That was my favorite story. But every day she brightened my day by just saying hi. She'll be truly missed.
Hi, my name is Marcela, and I'm the woman who went trick-or-treating with Louisa. And the way it started is my husband, Mac, over there, and my son and I, we used to go trick-or-treating together, and, you know, we're weird, so, you know, 2 adults and our son, and then we'd go around. And then when our son got too big, I asked Louisa to go, because I thought, gosh, you know, that was so much fun. I'm going to ask her to go. And she goes, yeah, I'll go. And she goes, well, what are we going to wear? And I go, I don't know, I'll think of something. So I'm looking through all my stuff, and she was ready to wear anything. And so we went as, like Marcy said, 2 big pumpkins. And she tired me out trick-or-treating because she had so much energy. Like, we were out there like 2 hours at night, and I'd go, I was hoping she was tired. I was going, Louisa, are you tired yet? And she'd go, oh, well, maybe just one more house. And so she would just like walk in, make herself at home, and, you know, people would offer her, and she'd always take more candy than she was supposed to, too. She'd go like this, you know. A couple things, I won't talk long, but a couple things I wanted to mention is sometimes when I was having a hard time and, you know, didn't really want to talk about it, but just wanted to be in someone's bright presence, I would go over there and we'd go for a walk. And I just felt like the hole in my heart was filled by being around her. And it was such a gift. And I just want to say, I hope, like some people have said, that we all continue that and share that and be that kind of person, because that's what community needs, is someone like that. So take that with you forward to help other people. Thank you.
This is Igor. He's a friend of the close friend of the family, and he's going to say a poem. Is that correct? Or
I'll just play it by ear.
he's going to play it by ear. Okay.
Okay. Where would you like me?
Right over here.
Okay. Hi. My name's Igor, and I didn't really know Louise. I only met her back in May. I'm an old college friend of Howard Woo's, and I was staying with Howard, and he was seeing her, so I came along one day to Balboa Park and met her for the first time. And you know, she was, as you know, she was a formidable, charismatic person. So, you know, you couldn't be not swept up in her view of the world. Her appreciation of poetry is what connects me to Louise, and my appreciation to her, because poetry is a neglected art form. It doesn't make money, so nobody's interested in it, but she was. She was, because she understood that it wasn't the poetry, because poetry doesn't make sense. It's we who make sense of the poetry. and she understood that. She was a very aesthetic and very cultured woman. She loved the poet Rumi, and I had composed a tribute to Rumi that I read to her and she enjoyed, and I'll share it with you. It's called Rumi's Mirror. The reflection of a reflection is your reflection on the mirrored surface of a pool that is being slowly filled by the very source of the life you reflect upon. Now jump in the pool. As I said, I didn't have much. I don't have a lot of personal things to say about Louise because I only knew her as I found her in the last few months of her life. But she loved poetry, and to me, that made her very special. This isn't good. This isn't great.
It is so.
Listen to the breeze. If you miss Louise, just listen to the breeze. It whispers her name like the song sings. It blows through the memory of the last time you spent with her, in the same room, breathing the same breeze. She stole 3 pennies from her son's loving cup, plucked from James Dean's wishing well, as if planning ahead for the boat fare. Her discarded dark Sicilian figs are littering the ground of her garden now. Like memories, they are waiting to be gathered. Her 3 pennies are now spent, but her voice is preserved in the air that surrounds us. Louise, I never knew you, apart from the moment we shared the same air as William Blake, Don Juan, and Rumi. Then for one moment we knew each other truly, your breath making sounds and singing sad songs on the wings of the breeze that has just now passed us by. Thank you. Thank you, Louise. This is not a rock concert.
Igor?
I better get out of the way here.
Yeah, I can stand there. Hi, thank you. Hello, good morning. My name is Isabella London. I've had the great honor of her being my godmother, and she bestowed that honor when I was 11. But I've known her, when I first met her, it was at 7 years old. And our families go back at least 75 years. Her husband knew my grandmother, Mamie Buell, in Buffalo, New York. And my mother was friends with Jackson Wu, her first husband, when he was a sub-intern. And I remember Jackson and my mother talking about when they reminisced about when they met Louisa, or how he met Louisa and when my mother met Louisa, and she just instantly loved her. My mother was kind of like a sister to Jackson, but Louisa was such a great friend. And again, another inspiration, and I could not miss this opportunity to say something in regards to her. She's been present every single important event in my life, and this is very emotional time right now. That includes my husband's death, the loss of my child, loss of my younger sister, my mother. Any major event, she has always been there and guided me. She has, since I was 11, when she just bestowed herself as my official godmother, has given me such lessons that have given me strength and to be a strong woman, and lessons that when you're scared, when you're facing fear, she's given me lessons on how to face fear. When you're alone, how to face that loneliness, and bottom line, she says, you're never alone, you're in nature. If you're in nature and you can hear the birds, if you can hear your dog, or you can walk on the grass, you're not alone. And that's great comfort. And it reminds me of that poem, Who Has Seen the Wind, that I learned when I was 7 with her. Who has seen the wind? Neither you nor I. But when the trees bow down their heads, the wind is passing by. And that's how I will think of her. And Igor, I think that poem was beautiful. And she was such also not only my godmother, she was my confidant and my friend. And I'll tell you just a couple little stories. She would always go to the opera